Growing up, I've always enjoyed drawing. I was the kid who would get in trouble for doodling on his worksheets and booklets. Eventually, I would start bringing my own sketchbook, thinking that would remedy the issue. However, that only seemed to make teachers more upset with me. It was hard for me to pay attention in class if I wasn't drawing or fidgeting with something, causing me to become incredibly anxious.
I got the sun right in my face for this one. It's gonna be immaculate. I've always been a fan of art. Ever since I was a child, I would draw little comics, doodle on everything. That's already been all said, so skip that ahead, Micah. Future Mikey, just skip that. Don't fucking worry about it. I've always been an artist. Deep down, I've always enjoyed drawing my entire life. I would always create comics and fan scenarios of our favorite fictional characters with me and my friends. I've created numerous comic series throughout middle school and high school. High school, not as much. Middle school was pretty fun. We had, if you ever watched ASDF, a lot of our comics were based around that. But I've always enjoyed drawing in general. I've always wanted to become a professional in the artistic field, but I quickly figured out that if you want to become a professional artist, you have to learn digital. Now, the problem with me is that I am very, very much a traditional artist. And traditional art is, I wouldn't say easier, nor is it harder than digital art. It's two different varying mediums. I've always preferred pen and paper. I've always been terrible with digital art. Here are a few of my designs. I'll just, wherever it fits in frame, I'll throw it somewhere, I promise. But I quickly found out that I need to learn digital art to become successful in this field. If I want to create an actual comic series, I need to do something like this. So eventually I went to YouTube. I was able to use my mother's iPad to start the digital design. I started with just doodling random stuff like I would on a worksheet. Little cats, little Pokemon that just came into my mind. And then eventually I did figure out, oh, here's what the layers are. So then I decided to actually start doing proper research. I went to go look up tutorials on how to shade, how to do the line art properly. So then I could essentially take pictures of my traditional art, post it as my digital, and so it would be there as well. Fuck you. What is wrong with me? It's always been a passion of mine to draw, and I've really enjoyed it my entire life. So tell me why on God's green earth this would be considered an art piece. How about this one? Well, hear me out. How about this one? Maybe this one. Maybe this will be the one. No, none of them. None of them are art. And if you don't know why, today you're gonna learn.
One day I was invited into a Twitter artist group, along with a bunch of other creators, to create a giant Dragon Ball related collaboration piece. Each person would draw a Dragon Ball character in their own style, along with some sort of Jujutsu Kaisen brain rot meme thing, here's some examples, and put it in your own style, and then it would be in one massive collage. These types of events are why I love art and artists alike. Yes, there are some artists out there who are petty and pretty egotistical, but that is not everyone. Whatever your background, whatever your sexuality, whatever your race, whatever disability, whatever you are, you can create something that is uniquely yours. This is why I love art, even if I'm not the best at it. So give me a reason to believe that someone who posts this should be considered an artist. Unless you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed posts like this or these on every platform you use. I'm aware this spreads further than just art, but that's what I'll be focusing on today. The AI art issue, or whatever word you feel like describes these abominations.
Please.
Do you all remember DALL-E, that little website from 2 or 3 years ago where you could insert a prompt and it would generate a silly little photo from it? This platform is owned by OpenAI. You know, the company that owns ChatGPT. Now, I'm not hating on AI, praise the AI overlords, but I do believe that AI can be used to benefit society in some manner of way, but not to the degree that companies want to use it. Using AI to write scripts or songs is never going to work due to the fact that AI can only learn. It takes in information and spews it back out using algorithms, a designed method to create an objectively correct product, not a creative one. And that's where I have a massive issue with it. Yes, this is an image, but that's about it. You may be telling yourself, but that's a complete person, is it not? That's just a character design. You would be wrong. Remember back when AI was first circulating and it could never master hands correctly? It still can't, but it's learning other ways to hide or fix the hand issue. Even AI struggles to draw hands. I don't. I struggle with faces. Maybe AI could fix the— Nope. I've noticed that a lot of AI art is screwing up faces now. It may be hard to tell, but let's get back to the character design from earlier. Look closely at the eyes. You see it now, don't you? The cursed jumble of pixels attempting to create a face. AI art is not real art. There is no creativity behind it. Using AI to fix a drawing is not real artistry. Using some tool and pressing one button to magically fix your creation diminishes your whole piece and discredits you as a real artist. If you have ever paid someone for a commission, you are paying them for their work. You are paying them for their time and their effort. You are paying the human, not the program. So charging people for a commission of AI art is an extremely unethical method of work. There was no effort, there was no time put into it. You typed a prompt or copy and pasted an image into a generator and called it a day. There's no soul behind it. It's the human aspect of struggle that makes the art beautiful. No honest work was ever done easily. It's not meant to be easy. And with the influx of AI tools, not just for art, but the human aspect of everything is being removed so these people can benefit from some monetary gain. So why am I so stressed out about AI art? If it's not real, then why can't I just go back to drawing and creating something real myself? It's because I can't compete.
I can't fucking compete! I just can't fucking compete! Can you get the fuck?
It's just like Drew Gooden said in his video on AI, no human can ever compete with the volume of output these new tools can generate. And it's true. It is nearly impossible to measure up to the quantities that these tools can generate, but not create.
But whoever said we need to compete with the quantity?
What do you mean?
What I mean is that AI can generate a ton of trash, but struggles to make anything on its own.
Yeah, but have you seen the pieces people can make with it? Avatars online, filters, wallpapers, just everything under the sun.
But none of those have heart behind it. None of those generated pieces are made with care. None of those were made. They're generated.
Yes, but it's everywhere. I see it. You see it. Every day, there's another 1,000 things posted everywhere. In an instant, anything can be created.
They cannot make anything.
You're not listening. The sheer volume cannot be bested. No human can compete with the output that these tools can generate. Oh my god, and don't even get me started on all the people who think they're artists. They just create random stuff by clicking one little button on a keyboard, and then they create a whole thing, and then all of a sudden they think they're an artist because they're... Stealing from artists, stealing from anything they can fucking find to get their dirty little hands on. I can't.
You can't what?
I just can't. What can I do, huh? What can I do to challenge them? What can I possibly do to compete with that?
Make something of your own. Something better.
And what's better than mass-produced garbage, huh? Everyone seems to be consuming it like a bunch of starving fucking animals anyways.
You don't compete with the quantity. You compete with the quality.
And how do you suppose we do that?
Do you remember back when quarantine began and you and your little brother came up with that story? The world you created with your friends?
Yeah, so?
That is something that is uniquely yours. Something that only you and your siblings share. A world written and designed by you too. Story by them and art by you.
I don't see how that's...
You have the ability to create. Use that aspect that makes you human by adding a soul behind the pen, behind the screen, however you make it. You do not need to measure to the quantity if the quality surpasses it, or fuck it, draw them pregnant for all I care. You have that power. Ever since I uploaded my first animation, I've wanted to make more. I've wanted to tell more stories about my life or with my friends, but the more and more I see of AI generative content, I just feel demotivated. I'm usually good at spotting a generated piece relatively quickly, but the other day I saw something that caught my eye and I thought it was pretty cool. So I took the picture as a reference and went to start drawing. But I began to notice things once I zoomed in. It's obvious to me now, but at the time I felt like I was beginning to mentally slip. I felt as if I betrayed the very cause I'm making this said video for, and that hurts. I didn't draw for a while after that. That was until I got a commission request. I never get those. I open the DM and read the request.
Hey man, a friend of mine showed me your work and I was wondering if you're taking requests right now.
Yeah, absolutely. What can I do for you?
Well, I want you to design a tattoo for me. Since Akira Toriyama recently passed away, I was hoping for you to draw something like, maybe the Toribon, his Nimbus. If you can, I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
And so with that request, I got to it. I scrambled a bit trying to find references and eventually made this. Not my proudest work, but nonetheless, I got my bag and the customer went about their day.
Okay, fuck that, I guess. What do I do? Oh.
I know this piece may seem like mid-art at most, but I like it. Something about the sketchiness of it makes it feel more like it's mine. The misaligned uniqueness of it. Now, I have drawn quite a bit. I'll throw up some pieces up on screen for you, but I've recently felt demotivated. I know this isn't like my other videos, but I just wanted to talk. Talk to you guys. Talk to the audience that has given me a platform to stand upon. I know I'm usually making a dumb joke about Pokemon or how shiny hunting equals sanity lost, but I just wanted to take a moment and talk to you guys about this. About why I haven't made any videos in a while.
Anyways, I don't want to leave this on a somber note, so everyone have a great day, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Another big project coming soon. See ya!